It's that magical time of year again, when everyone and their mom is publishing their top 10 anything for the year of...
Insert year here.
But here at Cheap and Cheerful, we don't play many new games, because they're not cheap. So instead, we're going to do exactly the same thing. Here are the nominees. Deus Ex Go, Android. Yet another in the line of Square Enix adaptations of their most popular franchises, Deus Ex Go doesn't quite have the charm of the other titles, but still has engaging puzzles and the themes are on point. Reigns, Android. If Tinder was set in the Dark Ages and was actually a choose-your-own adventure. Superhot, PC. This is the only brand new PC release that I played this year. Essentially first-person fight choreography. Time only moves when you move. And the winner is, it's Superhot. The winner is Superhot. That game is tremendous. It's utterly unique, has a great visual style. The story is there and a little bit interesting, but the gameplay is just addicting and awesome. To see more of my thoughts on the game and how it was brought to life, check out my Kickstarter report card here. This is not limited to games released in 2016, just any game that I played this year. The nominees are This War of Mine, Android. A brutal but heartfelt look at war from the side of the civilians that endure it. Ultimately, if you play through all the scenarios, you learn how to best use the mechanics to remove a lot of the danger and stress from the game, but oh man, that first playthrough is as gripping and gut-wrenching as you could ever want. The other nominees are just Reigns and Deus Ex Go. Again, I played some other stuff, but it was mostly garbage. So, the winner is Reigns. Again, we have unique gameplay. Splash on a decent sense of humor, and surprisingly deep gameplay. This was a great mobile title that came out of nowhere. When creating these categories, my main stipulation was that I started or played the bulk of the main part of the game in 2016. This means a few games with long tails and multiplayer-heavy aspects got left out of consideration. So, to make up for that, the game that I played most this year, Rocket League. I played so much Rocket League, almost entirely in competitive mode with one or two of my friends. The combination of quick matches, addictive gameplay, and something to play for led to many a late night / early morning. I want to keep this relatively brief, so without further ado, here are my top 5 overall games from 2016. Number 5. Invisible Incorporated. It has a couple rough edges, but for somebody who loves stealth and loves tactically planning my routes, this was just the game for me. Number 4. Grow Home. If I had to pick a game from recent memory that described the word joy, it would be Grow Home. It's carefree, silly, just the right length, and once you get the jetpack, movement is, well, a joy. Number 3. The Beginner's Guide. This is probably a controversial choice, if, anyone cared what I thought, which they don't. But as somebody interested in game design, and as a huge fan of the Stanley Parable, I very much enjoyed this experience. And really, yes, it is more an experience than a quote-unquote game, but the emotion and insight that it contains is tremendous. Number 2. GTA 5. Yes, another controversial choice. I think most people would expect this to be at the top of any list. But it suffers, as most open-world games do, from a lack of focus at times, causing it to meander a little and stretch on just a bit longer than it should. That said, technically speaking, it's a wonder that this game is so rock solid for its size, as games of such scope tend to end up with a lot of bugs. Bethesda. On top of that, the characters and setting are top tier. Which brings us to number 1, which you've probably already figured out. Yes, it's Superhot again. This video would be more interesting, I'm sure, if I just made a different pick. Looking back at the games that I considered, about 40 if I recall correctly, and no other game makes memories come flooding back more than Superhot. Whether it was pulling off some amazing move, escaping from an incredibly tight situation, or just coming up with creative kills, nothing brought the wow for me this year like Superhot. Anyways, feel free to share your favorite games, moments, whatever in the comments. And thank you for watching. To any of those that were here all year, a special thank you. I did just want to do a quick checkup on the channel as we head into 2017 for anyone who cares. You don't all have to leave. Oh, I'll just talk to myself. This year I really wanted to focus on trying to be consistent with videos, and I think this showed in the first half of the year. I put out a bunch of videos making it up to weekly releases through the first 5 months or so. Then summer hit and I slowed down and eventually completely stopped as life became a thing I had to take care of. I really enjoy making videos, but they take a lot of time, and free time is something I don't have a lot of with 2 kids, a job, a house, a wife, So videos in 2017 will probably be a bit more sparse. That being said, the content I want to make is probably going to skew more towards essay, long-form, deep dive sort of things. Projects that require a lot more research, writing, and effort to edit and put together. But they're things I'm very interested in and have wanted to do videos on for quite a while. I guess what I'm saying is, I hope 2017 is a bit more about quality over quantity. Anyways, thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a great 2017.